Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, you beautiful people. This is John for GCC. Today I'm going to give you tips for beginner if you're playing Last Epoch. It's going to be released in February 21st, I believe. And a lot of things going to be changed from now to then because currently I'm on patch 0.9 and then on release it's going to be patch 1.0 and a lot of things can be changed. So take all this with a grain of salt. Okay, the first tip is that this game doesn't let you choose a specific mouse cursor. As you can see here, the cursor is very small, and you want to increase that cursor because there's going to be a lot of enemy on screen and spells and all these effects. You can get lost by it. So you want a better mouse cursor, and the only thing to do at the moment is that you download this software called YOLO Mouse. You can download this software called YOLO Mouse. It'll cost you just a few dollars, but you know it's worth the money because you can use this software in almost any game. So it's worth the money. And when you download it, launch it, and it will give you a whole bunch of options. Make sure you run that on administrator. And right now you see my mouse change from that little mouse pointer to this awesome looking mouse pointer. And oh boy, I tell you, it changed a lot when you have something that not just drown on the battlefield, that you can see where your character is going and stuff like that. It's just a phenomenal software. So download this software. It works for almost every game out there, at least on Steam anyway. And tips number 2, this game is also available to play on a controller if you wish to do that. I don't know why you would do that. Well, I know why you would do that, because it's comfortable. You don't have to spread your hand out a lot, and it's really comfortable. But when it comes to like a shortcut and sub menu, it's just a pain to have to deal with a controller. Oftentimes I found myself when playing with a controller, I have to use my keyboard for like other sub menu and stuff like that. It's just so much faster on the PC than on the controller, but it works on the controller. This what I have here is a Microsoft Elite Series 2 controller, and it works flawlessly. PC Master Race. The next tip is choosing a class. When you log into the screen, you choose a server, which one is the closest to you, but I do recommend you and your friend choose the same server, like on the West Coast or East Coast and stuff like that. So make sure that you and your friend are on the same server, otherwise you can't play together. And when you first select a character, make sure you know that you want to play this character online or offline. The great thing about the Last Epoch is that you can choose to play offline without internet connection, and that's something that the Diablo community has pushing Blizzard to do, and just deaf ear. They're not doing that. Last Epoch, they give you the ability to play offline. However, if you choose to play an offline character, you cannot go online with that character. It's gonna be forever offline. When you get to a selection screen, you're gonna have to choose your class, and at the moment Last Epoch has 5 classes altogether, and each class have 3 subclasses for now. However, some classes are locked until the release of this game, like the Falconer and the Warlock from the Acolyte. As you can see here, it's locked. So early access people like me, we don't have the ability to unlock these classes until release. But each class have 3 subclasses, and here's the thing: do not go with people's tier list. I mean, that's how I play all my game. Most of the time I never choose the best class that people recommended. I just play with whatever I want to. Do I feel like playing a tank, a healer? I choose a paladin. Do I feel like playing a DPS tank? I choose a Void Knight, and a Force Guard is not too bad, but it's at the moment that like on the bottom tier. But it doesn't matter, because you can take any of this class to end game, and almost any skill in this game you can you can take it to end game and you don't have to follow a guide. That's what's great about this game. Next tip, and when you finish choosing a class and input your name, the game give you a couple of choices. Now you have standard, game mode standard, or hardcore, softcore, or hardcore. Basically what hardcore does is that if you die just once with your character, that character will be transferred to softcore, so you don't completely lost your character like Diablo 4. Some people like it, some people don't, but I say it's fine. It's like if you want to play hardcore and see how far you can get through the game without dying, then play hardcore. But if you happen to die, then your whole character can be transferred to softcore instead. And come launch day, you will be able to choose between one of the two fractions, the Merchant's Guild or the Circle of Fortune. Now, choose this carefully because it does matter on what type of gameplay you want to pursue. The Guild Merchants, which means you can trade, profit, grow. Basically, you can put your item that you find on the auction house to sell it to other people with gold, in-game gold. And you can trade and sell freely. But with the Circle of Fortune, you can't do that on the auction house. Okay, the next tip is that you should learn all your key binding, all the at least important key binding, like S for skill. This is where you can choose your next skill on your skill tree and spend point. The next key is I for inventory, because you often can see your inventory and see what item that you have picked up. And next to that is F for forging. This is where you forge and you can break down your gear and improve your gear by this forge system. The next key is C. This is all your character stat that you can see all your defense here, your damage, your minion, and other stuff. It's just very helpful menu to remember. And last but not least, well, it's not the last one, but it's very important one, is M for map, to bring up all your map and see all your quests that you're currently doing or have finished a quest. And on your left side, as you can see here, your main quest is highlighted in yellow, and your sub quest is highlighted in this teal color. And I do recommend that you just your sub quest, that you just do the quest that give you like some bonuses other than just go like there's one passive skill point. You really want to finish all the sub quests. And anytime during the gameplay where you're, let's say your inventory is full of stuff, you can exit the map by pressing T. That's your town portal. So all you have to do is press T, enter your town portal, and it'll port you right into the city. So that's where you can sort all your item and sell any item that you want. Now the downsides of using a town portal is that you can't teleport back exactly where you left off. So just be aware of where you're at the moment, and then you have to travel to that same map again. The next tip is understanding your gear suffix and affixes. So if I brought up my inventory and look at my suffix and affixes on all my gear, and it can be overwhelming, because this game drop a lot of gear. A lot of time is not for your character that you're currently playing, but understanding it and save all the one that you might play in the future is very important. So right here, let's say 46% increase in lightning damage, but however, majority of my skill doesn't have any lightning. And how do I tell from that? Because right next to the skill here, you see like the fist icon, that's physical damage. However, a lot of class, like pretty much every class, you can change your skill to like a fire within the skill tree. So if you look at the next to the icon of the fist icon, there's a fire icon and there's a void icon. So you can change that skill to a different damage, and then you can equip your weapon according to that. Now, how do you tell, like all this icon, what type of damage it does? If you press C on your characters, and it'll bring up this menu where you can see all this damage, all this resistant. This is void, the purple, necrotic, poison, physical, cold, lightning, and fire. So that's how you can tell from your skill that which icon that you'll be able to change the skill to. So right now, even if I'm using my pally right here, one of my skills might can do a fire damage, lightning damage, or a void damage. Next tip is utilize your drop filter. Now, I do not recommend you use a drop filter like early on in the game because you're gonna need to be able to gear up your character at least up to level 15 or so, and after that you're gonna want to use your loot filter. Now, how you access that is pressing escape and go to settings, and on the left side just scroll down and you see the loot filter here, and you can just manage your loot filter and click on it. You can create a loot filter or import a loot filter from like a third-party site, or your friend or whoever, if they create a loot filter, you can use that. But you can create your own. So early game, I do recommend you create your own, create new loot filter. And then, for example, I can name this no purple white item. And I'm just going to choose a color for it and just an X, confirm, and add rule to it. Now, here is on the left side visibility of the loot filter, you choose hide. This is where you add a condition. You can choose the rarity of the item, and on the property, you're gonna mark normal item, magic item, and even later game, you don't want any rare item because all you want is exalted, unique, and set item. After that, just click update, and now you have a high or normal magic item. And then you can export this list and give it to your friend, but this is so simple. Unless you can go way deep into this, you can add more property, add more condition. For example, like this, you can add what level you want the drop to show. So what this loot filter does is that it just hide all your white item, your magic item, or whatever you please. Okay, the next tip is inventory. Now, this also have one of the best inventory in any game I play. MMO, ARPG, any game. And on the left you see here my stash inventory. I can buy this with gold if I choose to. Now I'm going to purchase this with gold, and now I have another tab. You see this? You pretty much have infinite inventory tab. And you can also create category and then drag around all these tabs to that category if you wish to do so. It's just the best thing in the world. I wish Diablo implemented something like this, Diablo 4, but like for a multi-billion-dollar corporate, they couldn't even give us some extra tabs, and it's a shame that last Epoch was able to give us all this at pretty much no cost to us at all. And on the inventory stash, I recommend that you make one category for each of your characters, and one category for like your main overall, so that you can dump all your item there, and then you can transfer that to your main character category. And if you have too much inventory tab and you constantly trying to search for the item that you're looking for, they also have this search function for your inventory. So I'm going to search for my unique set bear, and right there, that's the one of my sets, the last bear laminate. So this is the industry best inventory in any game I've seen thus far. The next tip is forging. Press F and you go into forging. Here you can break down your gear by pieces so that you can get all this material in your material bank. What you can do is you can break down all these pieces. It's also kind of randomized on what it will give you back. So to break down your gear, you need to have Rune of Shattering, and Rune of Shattering in this game, it might be a little bit hard to come by. So every time you go to the blacksmith, if you see Rune of Shattering, just buy them. Just buy all of it. And when you get drop like material drop from dungeon, you can press the transfer crafting item and transfer to your material tab. And when you put the item in here to just shatter the weapon that you don't need to get all the suffix and prefixes, you choose rune of shattering and shatter the weapon. As you see there, it'll give me return of a couple of shards right into my crafting inventory. So you're gonna need a lot of those down the line. And sometimes you get a weapon drop that you want to add another suffix or prefixes that you can add to your weapon or gear. You're just gonna have to click add on it and choose the suffix and prefix that you want to add on your gear. So here I'm gonna choose a suffix to add on to one of my gear. As you can see here, this gear, each gear can only allow like four a mixture of four prefixes and suffixes. So right here I only have three prefix and suffix, so I can add another one, and I can choose anything. Health on kill, that's great. Poison and hit, and then press add affixes. But here's another thing about forging that you're gonna need like a whole bunch of materials, such as this glyph of hope. Now, what this does is that you have 25% chance of not using the forging potential. As you see, if I mouse over this gear, I see 20 forging potential. So each time when you do something to this gear, you're using that forging potential. So this rune will give you 25% chance that you don't use that. So you can use that on upgrading your gear further. So I'm gonna do it for you and let you see. Let's see, shotgun hit and use that glimpse of hope. So right now we have 20 forging potential. Add. So right there, our 25% is not very effective. So now we're down to 4 forging potential, which means we're not gonna be able to do a lot of things on this gear because we only have 4 forging potential left, and we can upgrade the weapon and use our forging potential. So right there, as you can see, the critical success +1 lightning damage lead, which means that our glimpse of hope give us 25% chance of not consuming our forging potential. So it's great to find those. And then when you finish using all your forging potential, you're not gonna be able to do it anymore. So right here we get very lucky. So now we have only 3 forging potential left. So here, this is where I stop because I'm only level 31 on this character. So you need to be level 32. Plus you need to have all the shards that you get from dungeon and from breaking down your weapons. So yeah, that's all about the forging that you should know. All this could change when the game releases, so take all this with a grain of salt. We could potentially see something even better, but I doubt it. You know, this is a pretty good system to have already. Don't hoard this rune of ascendance because this will turn your item randomly to a unique item. So yeah, I only have one. You should be using this at around level 20 or 30 because beyond that, end game you can be using like end game item, none of this unique item. So just use it up. So right here, I just randomly turn this gloves into a unique gloves. Is it better than my current gloves? Well, not much, but you know, like it's just luck of the draw. You're gambling. That is all I have for you now. So if you have any more beginner's tip for all the beginners who's coming into the last epoch, so drop down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I appreciate your view. This is John for GCC signing out. I'll see you on launch day, and I'll do more video if this get popular somehow. I doubt it. Thanks for watching. Signing out.